Mic check. There we go. All right. Oh boy, yeah. Hello, hello. I'm getting there. Just gotta get this clipped on and double check. See y'all. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I'm not a very big fan of this particular robe I'm wearing right now, but you make do. It's a little floppy. Might have to switch to a t-shirt here in a bit. Anyway, hello, hello, hello. I need to do that. Bye-bye. Oh. All right. Well, folks. We are back. We are live. Miss Lelia is in the chat. My cat is on the chair. I think we're ready to get this going again. For anyone who was with me last week, we know that we got stopped on our Game Boy build because my dumbass somehow screwed up the order. Well, this week we're a little bit better prepared because I got in touch with Handheld Legend, and they were gracious enough to invoice me and send out a replacement for the missing part. And I also needed to order a speaker because, as we figured out last week, the speaker was not looking so good and not sounding so great. So on top of that speaker, as a little bit of a I'm sorry this is taking so long, I also picked up something kind of neat. So here we go. Let's open this up and see what we got. Alright, so the first thing, obviously, here we have brand new replacement speaker for the Game Boy Color. 23mm driver. You got to be careful when you're ordering speakers because the original Game Boy speaker is a little bit longer. I think that's, or larger. It's a 28mm. Okay, so now, well, Handheld Legend self-promotion sticker. Go check those guys out. If you're looking for parts for your handheld systems, they do a lot of business with those guys. They're great. Highly recommend them. And here we have, this is the black holographic glass lens, which is the one and only missing part from last week. Actually looks quite nice. That holo is very well done. It pops. You could actually, I can even see it on stream. That pops. That's even brighter in person in a direct light. That's really cool looking. Good choice there. Now, the surprise that we've got is this little guy. Now, I'm sure you all have absolutely no idea what this little guy is. And let me tell you, this is a Retro 6 audio amplifier. Wire-free version. And if I can actually get this packaging open, which it's, boy. Okay, props to you, vacuum sealed packaging, because that is very much not wanting to come open. So let's just force you open here. Okay, let's try to keep you in shot. So what this little guy does is he is going to hook onto the board and basically take over the amplification duties of the original amp, or work in conjunction with it, and provide much louder and potentially clearer sound. Definitely louder. It's a very cheap mod. It does require some soldering. It's very basic. Like right here we have an anchor point, and then like up here are actual signal points. And what this does is it fits over the board in a very specific spot, and it's just like painting by numbers. You just got to solder the points and then you're done. And then on the back of this, if I can, I've got one hand holding a coffee cup here. These 2 points are where I'm going to solder the speaker to. So with that being said, this is picked up on my own behalf. I decided to snag it as well with one with a speaker. I was curious to see the performance of them, and you know, they're very cheap. They're 10 or 11 bucks before shipping, so you know, it was a no-brainer. Just had them added on there and figured to give them a little bit more business for being nice guys and willing to still honor the free lens. Because when you do order IPS kits from Handheld Legend, they provide you with a discount code for a free glass lens for that. And I highly, highly, highly recommend taking advantage of that, because these glass lenses are so much nicer than the plastic ones. They don't scuff up as easy, and they clean better, and they basically do better over time. So yeah, there's several versions of audio amplification for Game Boys and stuff out there, and this one is kind of like one of the nicer solutions because you don't have to replace the existing amplifier, and you don't have to solder on these impossibly tiny wires. It's all quite nice. So okay, I still need that for later. So remember last week we kind of made a little condom here for the Game Boy, and so I think it is time to remove said condom. Yeah, see, there is just... Okay. So, I do have... Well, I hope I don't screw this up. There are some markings on this screen. I'm just very lightly... This is a koala cloth. It's meant to clean glasses and glass lenses. It does an amazing job. Very cheap too. I think it's like $10 for a 6-pack or something like that. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of going over the screen very gently, and any residual fingerprints that may have got on there, just looking for any imperfections, because once I get this lens on, you won't be able to easily clean this. And who wants fingerprints on the brand new screen, right? Okay. So, we've got that. I think we're just going to go ahead and stick the lens on, simply because I don't want to get crap all over that LCD or damage the LCD in any way. Now, these lenses come completely back. You got to make sure to pull off this big square first here, and you'll notice when I do this, you can still see like it's got this kind of film on it. Okay, so we got to grab that film off too. Another reason why I'm wearing gloves is so that I don't get any fingerprints on the inside of this. But be careful, and just to be sure, give her a little quick wipe down as well. Same thing, just nice and gentle. And then just take a look. Okay, as far as I can tell, looks pretty clear, and there's a little crap on the plastic covering on the outside of this, but okay, so it's basically just a drop-in fit, right? And you can do a quick little dry fit, right? Just plop it on, and you can see it just slots in. There's really no wiggling or finagling you got to do. Again, the only thing you really got to do first is see. I just keep getting. It's a problem with having pets, folks. All the freaking pet hair. So same thing. I like to kind of go here by the LED indicator and just get a little hobby knife right underneath the edge. Okay. Grab a pair of tweezers here. Really want to try to not touch the glue as much as possible. That's kind of another reason why I leave that plastic on. Okay. Now, we'll plop-a-roo here. And pull off the plastic. Take our little lens cloth. Clean the screen as well as just go all around the sides, pushing down. You don't have to push down too hard, but you know, good little force when you want things to stick. Boy, guys, that looks. I have to say that looks pretty sharp. Pretty sharp. I think she made a good choice here. The black and the purple contrast really well, and boy, that hollow seriously pops. I might have to order one myself. I went with the classic. I kind of really like that hollow. Might be a little distracting when you're playing. as we can see, folks, still seems to be working quite well. Well, they say that's a pink light, and it sort of is pink, but it looks way more purple to me, Lydia. I hate to say it, but I hope that's okay. And it's a very purpley pink, if that makes any type of sense. Man. This looks great. I'm gonna let's turn the volume up here. Oh, the volume is up. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That sounds so crunchy. But we'll get her working here. Okay, but just double checking the button. Oh, I died. That's great. See, that sounds I don't know. I'm just gonna replace the speaker anyway. I ordered it. It sounds like it needs it. I'm not happy with it. Plus, I want to get that audio amplifier in anyway. But looks like all the buttons still do work, so good on us. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. Now I think I can take these gloves off, which I really hate working in gloves because I am quite a sweaty person and my hands start to sweat instantly. And I am going to go and change into a t-shirt real quick. I will be right back, folks. Okay, that robe is really starting to get to me. Normally I live in my robe on the weekends, but yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. Let's see if you can still hear me. It looks a little muffled. I don't know. We'll go with it. Oh, so you chose it because it looked purple. It really does. It's got a very purpley hue to it. It's hard to explain, and it is not very pink, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, so I also have this. So this is a flash cart, and basically what this does is it allows you to plug in an SD card that you can load up with the game library, and then you can load games from the SD card. The original creator of this is a man named Crix, and he's based out of the UK. And of course, this is a Chinese clone. And out of the Chinese clones, this one's actually not so bad. It actually has an active developer still developing firmware for it. It is very inexpensive compared to the other cart. I think I was paying around $50 just for the cart, and then I don't know, 10 or 20. You don't need much more than an 8. You really don't need much more than a 4 gigabyte card, but good luck finding one. So you're looking around like $60-65 to get this set up and going, and then the ROMs are obviously on you to find, but it's a great option if you don't feel like collecting carts, which I am not a cart collector. I have no interest in housing or dealing with holding cartridges, so I just want to play games, and I have one of those, and I do have the Crix version as well. And I have several of his other flash carts for my other systems, and they are amazing. Living the childhood dreams of having an entire library in a single game cartridge. Alright, so now we got to pull this sucker apart for hopefully the last time. And I think I'm going to do this to try to prevent the glass from getting scuffed up. One of the other things that I did buy, and we're going to try out today, and I was kind of bitching about this last week, was now, there we go. Check this out. So basically, what these things are, and I had to buy a freaking like 10-pack of these things. They're dirt cheap, but I couldn't buy just one. I had to buy 10 of them. But basically, a little external battery tray, and you take these little alligator clips, and when I take the board apart, I can put power to the board by hooking it into the battery posts, and that way I can power it without having to put the shell halfway back together, which on some builds is quite nice when you're doing dry fits for screens, or you're testing just a no power scenario and you don't want to have to keep assembling and disassembling the damn thing to test your work. Dirt cheap. I got them on Amazon. If you want one and you're watching, you can DM me. I'd be willing to probably send you one for postage. But yeah, well, I already broke it. Not like I need that cover anyway. These have a little power switch in the back. Again, if you're shopping on Handheld Legend, they sell these individually. But I completely forgot to order it when I did my thing, so yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to transfer these batteries to this case. Okay. It's kind of not cool. I hope they would have done something to prevent you, because you don't want to touch the positive to the negative there. It's not a good thing. So now we're back. We've got our tri-wing screws. We should have our tri-wing tip on. Let's get these out for hopefully the last time. Once again, just be very gentle with these screws and these screw posts. You don't want to use too much force because they are a little weaker than the factory screws posts. Anyway, like this post that I'm unscrewing here was slightly stripped, but it's fine. It holds the screw good enough, but you could definitely feel some infinity spin in there. Not a big deal, as long as it works. But it's very, very, very easy to use too much force on these and ruin the screw posts. And unfortunately, with plastic screw posts, there's not much you can do to repair them if you ruin them. One thing I hate about tri-wings. Come on. Why do you not want to come out? There we go. It's like the magnet isn't strong enough. Let's see if I can get it out of this guy. No? The magnet in the huh. Boy, pain in the butt. It's like it's caught on us. There we go. Just a single little tiny freaking thread. Put a little pressure on the case, and oh, there we go. Pops right out. All right, 2 left. Okay, 1 left. Perfect. So now we can just separate the shell. A little effort, because this guy gets hung up on the battery post. I don't really know why, but that's not a big deal, really. There we go. All right, let's put you off to the side, Mr. Purple Back Shell. We are left with this. Yeah, let's see what we got to do here. We have to switch up my tip to a Phillips head, and we've got 3 screws to remove. Actually, I'm going to, while this is held down, we're going to just pull this ribbon cable out. And actually, yeah, let's just set this aside. Taking those little plastic bits and making sure I don't lose them. Let's get you just basically there's 3 screws holding the logic board into place. The internals are JIS, not tri-wings. Excuse me. Oh, don't do this to me. OBS is being a pain again. Great. Well, hopefully it... Alright, so this guy... I put a little bit of Kapton on that just to keep that in place. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to undo all of our work here from last week, but fortunately for everybody involved, it's very easy to do. And I want to kind of lost a little sleep about these wires right here, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is just cleaning it up a little bit and putting some Kapton tape down and making them less messy. All right, so first things first, grab you, and you. Okay. So now we have the board separated. Oh, dang it, that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Put that off to the side real quick. Now I need to find the Kapton tape. Yeah, so this plastic piece is supposed to be sticky, and it's kind of lost its stick. So I think I'm going to help it. If you guys are just starting out doing this, beneficial to have a nice roll of Kapton tape in your toolbox here. And oops, come on. There we go. You'll end up using a lot of it, guaranteed. But if we just get these wires out the way, one more piece of Kapton, just like that. And that little piece of plastic will stay in place enough for us to not have to worry about it. Okay, so now plastic to plastic, and we're going to set you aside completely. Let's just make sure this membrane is back where it should be. Put you off to the side here. Motherboard in view. Replacement speaker. Okay, so the speaker so it's a through hole, and let's just see if I can't get you. Sorry, getting a little organized here. Okay, kept on tape and go back. I'm trying to keep my bench organized. It's not really working out all that well, but it's better. Okay, so if you notice, Nintendo was nice enough to label for you speaker 1, and I don't think it matters. The speaker shouldn't matter. Let's see, there's no plus or minus, so you don't have to really worry about polarity. Everything else looks fine, but this is kind of what made me nervous about the speakers. See all this rust? It looks like rust. I'm pretty sure that's rust. And if you take a look, that's the new speaker. Huh. No rust. Amazing. So let's just go ahead and think. Oh. I've just found a very important piece of plastic. This goes to my hobby knife so I don't slice my finger open on it. There we go. Man, that feels good. Alright, so I've got to pull out, or see, this tip should be way more suited to what I want than what's currently on there. The smaller tips, like this guy's, like it would work, but it's such a small tip that it loses the heat very quickly, and so you want, it's called thermal mass, you want a higher thermal mass, especially when desoldering, because you want to make sure that the tip stays nice and hot, so that the solder stays wet and doesn't re-solidify. And I use a T12 station so I can hot swap these tips. Basically, I don't know if you can see, but slide it in like that, and you can change them very, very quickly when you're soldering, which is really nice. Otherwise, you gotta deal with them cooling down or risk burning your fingies off or all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so let's get a little bit of flux on here, and if you don't know, flux really just helps solder flow. Don't really need it too much when you're desoldering. It just, I don't know, I think it always makes things just slightly easier. No, I never found out my flush cuts. Although, admittedly, I really didn't look too hard for them, so they're around somewhere. I've got like 4 pairs of them, so I'm sure I'll find one of them at some point. Okay, so this guy's being kind of a pain. I'm gonna put a little bit of weight on top of the board, and then you'll see here I'm gonna grab a wire with a pair of tweezers, and then just gently pull as I desolder. And then we're going to grab the other one. And there we go. Now we take a little bit of some solder braid here. And solder braid basically just kind of sucks up any excess solder on the pads or the through holes. So we can clear out these little holes. And so you sort of can see. Here, let's do this for y'all. The anti-glare technique. It still needs a little bit of work, but we'll get to it from the other side. And so you can see how you can sort of see through the bottom one. And we'll do it to the top here. And with desoldering braid, you don't ever want to scrub. You just kind of want things to just gently glide across the surface. There we go. That one cleaned up a lot. There we go. Much better. So you can see, now we can see clearly through them. Might touch that top one up a little bit more. And the reason that we're doing this is because we need to be able to stick this. Well, actually, we don't need to do this, but I'm just maybe a little too thorough here. The speaker modification I'm going to put on has their own pads. I mean, I needed to pull them out regardless, but I didn't really need to clean up through holes. But I like, whatever. It's done. Looks good too. Okay, so now I think it goes. I might have to step away for just a second and take a look at the diagram again. And I've actually got to find the part now. There's this. There you are. So, just trying to remember. Believe it does. Can't remember what he wanted me to. Okay, I'm gonna probably just have to take a quick break and go look at his diagram one more time. Because he didn't really label. You know, so see like how it lines up like that. Let's see. I was pretty sure. I think it might have been like that. See, they got that test pad right there, and there's that ground pad. That's looking a little weird. Might go like that. And he would just have me scrape away some of that solder mask there. I'm going to just do the smart thing and double check. You like that braid, huh? Yeah, it's pretty satisfying. Alright, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Color Audio. Grab this little guy here. Install guide. So it looks like this is going in. I was not. Okay. R2A, RA2R out. And then It's saying, wait, is it this point? Yeah, this is where having my tablet would be much handier. Okay, so they're saying, I do believe they are saying that should go like, I think it's supposed to go just like this. Which would make sense because they want this is a mounting leg on, which is hooked into their ground plane, so that's going to go there. That's going to go like that. Now they're saying that let's do this real quick. Yeah, so all right, you can see that this test point, this point right here. Oop. No. Don't break, please. All right, so this guy right here, I'm gonna have to do some grinding on. That looks like a ground plane though. It's so weird. Now to do this, I have a little tool. This is a nice tool that I picked up and honestly have had very little opportunity to properly use it. And it's a little engraving tool. But what it will do kind of chip away there at the soldering mask without having to constantly scrape. Now we're going to just hit this compressed air in case any copper kind of scraped up. And so now we're left with that, which I think I'm still gonna, let's put this on low. All I'm really trying to do here is just expose that copper. That should be good enough. That should be more than I need, honestly. If I need a little bit more, I could just, not at that point, I could just scrape. Again, just a little quick little blast with some compressed air, canned air, whatever you want to call it. All right, now I think that should be good enough. Now, what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and hit all of the points that we need to solder. We're going to hit them with a little bit of flux. And then we're going to tin them. And tinning is the process of adding a little bit of solder to your pad. Let's see, there we go. So now when I lay the device or the mod over it, just like so, what's going to happen is we'll have the little bit of solder kind of peek through that hole, and then when I go and solder this on, wet solder loves other wet solder. So basically Yeah, and those two are gonna get some. So LN and RN, left in and right in. Yes, which is the speaker, I do believe. Yeah, LN and RN. Okay. Way too much flux, but that's okay. Perfect. Probably even just add a little bit more. There we go. Get a nice little bubble. Okay. And I think it was after we got you lined up. So we're going to get a couple of solder blobs in there like that. That probably needs to get, well, no, that looks good. The only issue with these flex cable solutions is, yeah, well, that flux should hold everything in there just fine. Okay, so we're gonna definitely leave that flux there. Okay, and then, oh, shoot, I think it was that switch. This guy right here. Just double verify that. So yeah, this guy right there. Okay. And obviously, you know, for some weird reason I screw this up, which I shouldn't, but if I do, it's very easy to fix. It is kind of the nice thing about these so-called wire-free kits is that they are a lot easier to install, not having to deal with those fragile ass little like 28 gauge wires or whatever the heck they are, which are impossibly thin. That was gonna happen. Always wants to go on the top of the tip for some reason. I don't know why. Just a little extra solder in there. There we go. Okay. Now, as mentioned, this should all just fit nicely in place here. So we've got there, and there, there. Okay. Okay. And of course, we just keep with tradition of a little extra flux everywhere. I'm gonna get that put into place. Want that more like that, I think. Just worried about that being too far. I think that should be good enough. Screwed that up. Come on, stick in place for me, huh? It's looking good. Still kind of feel like I want that pushed down a little bit more, but it does feel kind of good. Oh, let's just do this the proper way. Get a little bit of extra help here, huh? Might have to switch tips. Very interesting. It's not either that or I didn't put enough solder on those pads, which is also a very big possibility. This guy is being a pain in my butt down here. Okay, just gonna double check you. Okay. Just add a little bit more flux. Muddy the water some more, huh? And I really might just change my tip up here to something a little bit more finer. You just do not want to cooperate with me. Okay. That's better, but obviously you can see I'm way out of alignment now. It's mainly because that bottom pad is being a pain in my butt. Okay, I think that right there might be good enough. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, it's just not happy. I am going to change the tip. Yeah, it's very slippy, which is not what I wanted. Yeah, I'm already damaged. God dang it, Justin. I'm gonna have to solder mask this, I think. This should be a relatively easy mod, and it is not cooperating with me right now. Smaller tip it is. This should help. And hopefully it won't. Alright, so this should be hopefully a little bit easier to work with. I probably should have done the ground plane first, is my guess. Okay. once again, being a pain in my butt, huh? Okay, that one went on better. I might come back in with a bigger tip. Okay. I'm not really happy with that joint on the right there. I'm definitely going to have to come back in and touch that up. That's fine. So this is a ground pad right here. Basically, kind of just an anchor point. Might also provide some ground to the circuit here. That went swimmingly. And then down here, we kind of have the same, right? This one's going to be more of a pain in the butt. I think what I'm going to do is fill this hole with some fresh leaded. Then we're going to tin this. Now I should just kind of be able to see this. Okay. I don't know if I necessarily really trust that. So we're gonna try that again here. There we go. That's got a little bit better of a bond. Now if we flip this around now, you should see there's our replacement speaker point. So now what we're gonna do real quick is just inspect all the freaking damage I just did to this flux cable, which is a little disappointing that it's so fragile. Usually this stuff handles heat pretty good. Might have been because I was rubbing that damn soldering tip over too much. We can fix that, honestly. Might want to clean that up now that we're grab a thicker tip here. And yeah, I'm gonna just fix that up with a little bit of green solder mask just to be absolutely anal about everything. Clean this up down here. That soldered in great. And then finally we got this guy down here. Just get you kind of cleared up. That looks good too. Nice solid connection. And I think we had some gunk on the other side real quick. Just grab you while we're here. I got some eBay notifications coming in. I wonder if I've had some of my offers rejected or accepted. So I think while we're here, now I don't need to do that now. We'll change the tip first, and then we'll bother with that. We are getting closer and closer here. Almost there. Nice, so a couple bubbles of solder. Then we're going to take our speaker. Okay. So this goes like... Part of me almost wants to snip some of this wire length off and really? And of course they use PVC freaking wire sheathing on these things. There we go. Ugh. I hate when they don't use silicone wiring. Why? Why? What a pain. Okay, that needs to be done a different way. Here. Okay. Let's clean up our crap here. All right. So, we did everything right. Just fooling around with something real quick. Hooking up this external supply. Seeing if maybe we got this to work. Just don't want... Success. Boy, that was loud. Okay. Well. I don't know if you heard that little da-ding. And if you're not familiar, that is the sound of a Game Boy booting up. So I think we are ready to put you back together here. Oh, almost. Almost ready to put you back together. Now, we get to redo our OSD work, but that is quite all right. Now, I think... Oh no, I did what I did not want to do, but we'll clean it off. Okay, so first off, this is going to be the fun part. The first wire is the B button. So I got to make sure I'm grabbing the first wire correctly here, which I do believe. Okay. All right. I think we got this sorted now. Switch back to my tiny tip for a tiny pad. Get her heated up again and get her back into focus here. Let's see, we're going to be attaching the B button first. And if the B button uses the P11 test pad here. And then I gotta locate the B wire one more time, which... Alright. Fortunately, it's very, very tiny wires and very, very tiny writing, and I have very, very bad eyesight, so I just gotta double, triple, and quadruple check everything here. That would be the B guy right here. My fingers are just refusing to grab it, though. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to be as gentle as possible because these wires are so freaking fragile. Dang it. There we go. Alright, oh, I gotta do this all over again now. I might have to... Might as well while I'm here, I guess, just retin them. Okay. It's because these wires are kind of like kinked. I'm trying... You want to use light pressure with them because these freaking wire sheathings are PVC, not silicon, so they melt, and there we go. Looking good there. Next should be my A. Okay, you're tacked on. Not soldered the way I want you to, but I got you tacked on at least. Should make this a little bit easier. Can't see. There we go. Okay. That's good there. And then finally we've got the select button left. And select is all the way down over here. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know, what these wires will do is allow Miss Lelia here to access the on-screen display to change settings, such as screen position, brightness, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now I kind of had a desire here. I don't know if y'all can really see, but let's do this. A little bit of glare off. Man, do this. No, you can't see it all if I do that. Guess we're getting a storm today. Anyway, I wanted to see if I could maybe clean this up a little bit, but I don't know if I can now that I look at this. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun, bum, bum. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to or not. Like, I was kind of thinking that I could kind of bunch them like this. But I don't really want to have them like... They're kind of raising down here. Because the membrane's got to fit over top of these. I don't really want them to... On top of which I do have to fit everything back together. So I'm thinking maybe I just leave them be. I don't know. Maybe I can do... Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what I do. I think that's what I do. I just hate having floppy wires. Nobody likes a floppy wire, right, ladies? Well, this is going to test my dexterity, though. All right, so... Okay. Okay, so... I don't know, is that visible? So basically all I did was I just kind of... Dang it, that's exactly what I wanted to avoid too, is moving that screen around. I think we're going to be good though. And we can test too. I kind of tape these wires to this plastic shielding here just to keep them in place. Like, so I want to see how I'm folding it in. I just kind of... Uh-oh. Okay. Let's grab that. This is perfect for this last time. So the original speaker is kind of keyed, but this one really isn't. Something is not happy here. Getting fingerprints all over your screen. We'll clean those up in a bit anyway. Okay, so we need to have that fit in like that. What are you not happy about? Oh, I'm an idiot. That's what you're not happy about. Yeah, that ribbon cable. I think we're going to be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just secure the motherboard down with a one screw, maybe. Okay. Kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but I just plug this ribbon cable back into the bail. Now, what we're gonna do is kind of verify I didn't screw things up too badly here. Okay. So this is the external battery tray that I bought, which does seem to work quite well. And actually, I do kind of like the fact that it's got an on-off switch on the actual thing too. So, all right. So now what we're gonna do here is just make sure I'm not gonna touch those together. Yeah. See, I still think I nudged the screen out of position again. But if I turn this on, yeah, 100%. Maybe? Maybe it's okay? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that is okay. I think it looks like I could get nudged up a little bit, but I am a little curious now. I don't even need to do that. I should just be able to. Let's try this again. Okay, it's not happy about something there. That's not good. Okay. Maybe did I screw the mod up somehow? It worked just fine without a game card in, but the moment I plugged the game card in, it was not happy. Not entirely the greatest sign in the world. Must have just been a weird thing. I think though, I think I do need to, yeah, it's just barely out of position again. And that's kind of what I was afraid of. It took me forever to get this thing centered last time, and putting that ribbon cable in really kind of makes things a pain in the butt here. But we're getting there, we're getting there. I just have to kind of nudge that screen back up again. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need to pull you out. And just like, I think I can keep the ribbon cable in this time. What I did last time was I just let me see if I can't get my, What am I doing with my tweezers? Damn it! Messy bench, messy bench. Can literally lose things right in front of my face. Now, all right. So I think, yeah. See, like that's wanting to get pushed up just a little bit. You know, and the funny thing is, if I could find that, I think I figured out or finally remembered what. Maybe I should put that speaker adhesive on. I really don't want to, but I could. It's kind of being a pain in my butt right now. Shouldn't need it though. Okay, so all I really want to do No. I wonder if I could maybe even just use this ribbon to kind of. I think that might have done it. I think that might have got it. So we'll just go. All right. And now batteries. And let's see how badly I screwed it up this time. There we go. I think that did it, folks. Maybe not. Let's put a game on real quick. Can you guys see that? Get that stupid light in the way. It looks like it still needs to go up like a row of pixels. Yeah, it's up as far as it'll go. I don't know. Just it feels like it's like literally just vertically misaligned by like a row of pixels. Wow, that is very loud. I really feel like it needs to go up just a little bit farther. it just feels like off. It's hard to explain, but like it just, I could see it. Like I could really freaking see it. Yes, I know, Mr. Soldering Station, that you've been on way too long. Trying to figure out the best way to get this in here, and I can still maybe adjust the board. I really think I am going to have to put that speaker adhesive on, because this is starting to annoy me. The other one like used to index in. Yeah. It's all gone Pete Tong. Come on now. Alright. So now I know I definitely... I wonder, do I... Okay. And I can see the gap. Like, I can see it, physically see it. That there's this, the white of the screen should butt up against this plastic, and I can see, like, I can still see this, I can see through the lens to the mat below, which means I don't have it pulled up all the way. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to nudge the damn thing up without... I feel like if I could still see the screen gap, that... Getting fingerprints all over that fresh lens too. Alright, that's in there. But like, if I can still see the white, I still feel like I don't have it pulled up where it needs to be. I think the best way to get it is this side. I really think it's as far up as it's gonna go. I just feel like I could get it up there just a little bit. Yeah, I can still see a gap. I wonder if I pull the ribbon out. Yeah, look at that. See? Man, my internet's crappy today. I got a brand new piece of hardware I've got to actually install. I think I'm going to do that after this stream. Alright, so doing it like that. Yeah, see now. But it's the actual like slotting of the ribbon that's kind of like pulling the screen down. Now that's aligned. Okay. That feels perfect, to be quite honest. That feels perfect. I no longer can see any white from the LCD edge. Don't tell me I ripped that cable off, though. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Looks good. Okay, so once again, the 3 Phillips heads, right, middle, left. And we're going to do, you know what, I'm pretty confident in this. I'm going to say this in the moment, get everything put into place. It's going to make a fool of me, but that's fine. Okay. Should slot in so. You should go in like so. Okay. That should hold the case house together enough. I just want to do one final test. That looks perfect. Yes, yes, okay. Yes, Quinn, yes. That's perfect. Every time I look at these things, I'm just blown away by how amazing these updated screens look like. They're so nice. All right. That is like ear-splittingly loud. Uh-oh. This is why I check things, though. We have an issue. I guess I got a wire over that pad or something. Yeah, look at it's wow. There's some issues here. I don't like how it Yeah, I don't like how that's fitting. So we're gonna take a look at that real quick. Almost there. That the right thumb pad feels a little weird. I'm like looking at it and it's kind of off kilter there. So I might have screwed that up. Here's this shell. Being this a pain again. There we go. I just like those batteries now. Let's just the right. This looks weird. We screwed something up here. Fix one thing, break another, eh? Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there, I promise, guys. Oh, I'm so close to buttoning this up. And I just pulled the screen out. But that's okay. We're just gonna have to redo it. Okay. Keep doing that. What got screwed up in here? Did you get put in the wrong way? No, you look fine. Wonder what happened there. These are fine. They get keyed universally. I mean, it could be these. This is the only thing I don't like about these OSD wires is that they can cause issues if you don't lay things correctly. Lost the tweezers again. There. Maybe that's just how it is. It just looks. It looks weird. It's hard to explain. It's like the right thumbstick just like looks like it's getting pushed up too far. Oh, maybe we're fine. Maybe I'm just being too anal. You know, I just want things to be perfect. It just looks weird, but I think we're fine. I think I'm just a little too particular, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure, but you know, I would like to be 100% positive before I put this in the box and mail it to you there, Lelia. I'd rather you not have to muck with anything and just enjoy your console and have it be literally as perfect as I could possibly get it. Did I just put tri-wing screws in there like an idiot? No, it's this. Alright, back with the IR cover. Then we gotta put the power switch back on. Okay. And switch out to a tri-wing tip. I know I'm off camera here, but I can't imagine watching someone screws in is all that exciting, but you never know. Some people might really enjoy that type of content. Oh. Yeah. Definitely might have gone a little too hard on that one, but. And then everything's in place, and then we'll kind of go over them one by one and get them nice and tight. Okay, so this side needs a couple more turns. There we go. We got a nice. You want a nice even seam. Getting a little bit of extra. So I'm just kind of going through and just little quarter turns or eighth turns, just kind of really just tighten up all the slack that I can possibly tighten up without going too hard. Again, you want a nice even seam. You might not get things completely perfect just due to the slight manufacturing defects, but all said and done, folks, I think we're ready to give her final boot up here. All right. Alrighty. Okay, now we're gonna just go ahead and throw on one of my favorite games. Screen looks perfectly aligned. Okay. Looking good. Okay, all the directional pads are working. Buttons are working. OSD works. We are good. I'd like to say that we are done. I am going to obviously, I'll test it. I'll do some further testing on it off stream, just to 100% verify that we are good. I was seeing some weird. It reset itself for some reason, and I want to see if I can reproduce that, because that might be a short that was exposed. Something on that board that was touching some metal or some metallic surface and causing a short and the system to restart. Could have just been a fluke. I don't know. The only last thing I want to point out is that with these Prestige cases, this latch is kind of weak. Like, there's like no, it's like barely being held on, and that's just a manufacturing issue. And the way to solve that is you just kind of take your finger and put your thumb on the bottom of the latch gently, and I mean very gently, just kind of flex it away, and then just keep refitting, and eventually, yeah, probably just a little bit more. You don't, yeah, see, okay, it's on there good now. You want to hear a good pop. It should pop like that. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I think we're good. Just a little bit more. But Lelia, if you're watching, if this battery cover ever comes loose, you just kind of need to do this. And thankfully, if you do end up breaking it by accident, you can order spare battery covers. They're pretty cheap. Yeah. Just want to make sure it doesn't pop out when you're playing. And I think the only thing we got left to do, give you a nice little wipe down here. All my cruddy gamer gunk off the screen here. Alright. God, I like that holo. That was such a great choice. Such a great choice. It is gorgeous. It really pops, man. It really kind of makes this shell just pop. I think we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is a fully modded Game Boy Color. And to recap what we have done to this. Oh! Lelia, thank you so much for reminding me of that. I have to find it. I have it. I know I have it. God, you are much smarter than I am, let me tell you. So, she also ordered a custom sticker. And I swear to God, maybe they didn't ship it with me? Usually with the shells, they ship you a normal sticker. Maybe I lost it. I'm an idiot. I swear I had one, though. I was going to include that. But, so you can see that it's just the old, like, little service sticker and stuff they used to get. So, and it's very clearly marked out. Okay, so I think make this a little bit easier on myself here. So you just kind of line the sticker up as best you can, and then I just like to kind of let the peel the backing like so, and just take your finger. All right, Lelia. Thank you very much for preventing a very big oopsie on my part. That also. Can you guys see that? Look at that. That is like hollow as all get out. My lord, that looks great. That looks great. And okay, now I could say I think we are fully done here. So to recap, Miss Lelia ordered a modified Game Boy Color. I found a working board, so no changes or fixes needed to be done on that. I just swapped it out of the case. She ordered a brand new IPS ready display or IPS display ready shell. It's the Prestige shell. We've got this lovely set of black buttons that she also put in. I had a pinkish purple LED light also installed for her. She ordered the black screen lens with the hollow color. We got a brand new Q5 IPS display put in. I had to swap out an old busted broken speaker or a semi-working speaker and place it with a modern version. And for her trouble for waiting, because I'm an idiot, I had also installed a Retro 6 clean amp wire-free kit. So now she gets super loud audio, and it does sound crisp as shit. So I think she'll be very happy with that. And I hooked up the OSD for her so she can use on-screen display to change brightness, screen position, pixel settings, all sorts of lovely things, palette swaps, blah, 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 blah. And other than that, oh, and she got the nice, lovely little sticker on the back. I think we can call that one done. So, I think for now, I'm going to bag it and tag it. And I will do a couple more tests on it later, just to make sure that that screen resetting or the system resetting thing was a result of me not having it really put together properly and something was shorting on something else. Happens. But I would like to say that that is done. So Miss Lelia, I will be in touch with you via DM on Discord to get you address, information, and all that good stuff. And then I'll get it shipped out to you on Monday, and we shall go from there. And I do appreciate you hitting me up and asking me to mod a console for you. It's a lot of fun. Love it. Love it. I got to start doing that more often. In fact, I got a couple of mods planned for either tomorrow or maybe next week. We'll see. But for now, I'd like to move on to this guy. You're quite welcome, Lelia. I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, I'll be in touch with you shortly. And we'll go over a few things, and I'll even provide you a link to that flash cart if you'd like to go that route. And I can get you information on how to load it with games. So just let me know. And if anyone else is watching and you're interested in these services, I do offer them. Feel free to reach out to me on YouTube, and I will do my best to accommodate you. But let's move on to this guy now. I have a couple switches that I wanted to get through today, two of which are OLEDs, because I finally got the parts in for them. God dang it. I just lost a screw. I know I did. I hate when I do that. Oh well, I got plenty. Anyway, so I got this guy in for literally next to nothing. And absolutely pristine. Was sold to me as no power. But like most no power issues, that's really not the case. It actually is powered. I think I have a problem with the ribbon cable because I did do some initial testing on it, and I discovered that not only is the display working, the digitizer's working, sound's working, but I did notice that the volume buttons weren't working. And so my initial thought here is that, surprise, surprise, we have an issue with the ribbon cable connecting the two boards. So it's either that, the backlight IC went out, and I have to replace that, or there's going to be a hell of a lot of liquid damage in here. Now this thing is factory. Like it's so in such good shape that it's like it just came out of the box. The last thing to notice, and this is something I've really literally never seen this before. See that sticker right there? That is the pin code to the parental controls on the unit. So generally when I get a console that has parental lock on it, I have to get in touch with Nintendo through their automated site and pay them a hefty sum of 50 cents and reset the password that way. But this time they were nice enough to include it. But seeing a parental password on a Switch means this was a child-owned unit, and the chances for liquid damage go up. Because the whole, well, just stop working, Mom, I don't know what happened to it, usually means they jumped the juice box in the damn thing and shorted it out. So, let's crack it open and hope that's not the case, and just hope it's just a ribbon issue. It doesn't look like it has been opened yet, so that's a good sign. Everything else about it is like, again, it's like it just came out of the freaking packaging. And oh man, it's just so nice when you get to work on stuff like this that's not dinged up. And I'm starting to see some white. Chances of liquid damage are increasing. Okay, why are you being a pain in my butt, huh? You usually don't have to do this, but sometimes these clips on the side. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. Come on, you got it. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, 100%. God dang it. God dang it. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Our good old buddy, corrosion. This unit was liquid damaged. Now, if we're lucky, this backlight cable is still intact, but generally when I see corrosion here and I've got no backlight, it means that the backlight trace has been eaten through. Now the passes don't look so bad, but we have a dead LCD. Yep, just like I thought. So that second from the top. Yeah. Unfortunately, double-edged sword, like I possibly can repair this. I'm gonna have to see what the rest of the board's looking like. But I'm telling you right now, this guy is dead. I can potentially jump it, but I don't know. We might do it just to do it. I knew this was going to happen. I had a stinking suspicion as soon as I saw that parental code that this was going to be a liquid damage unit, but that thing is completely... It's completely gone. So like what I could do is I could basically scrape away the captain here. And then there's a passive, I think it's this guy right here. a jumper wire from there to there, and that would restore the backlight on this. It's not the greatest thing in the world. But I'm telling you that trace is gone there. Okay, well, can't say I'm too surprised. Let's just go ahead and finish off the inspection, but that's going to be the issue. Now, the rest of the board, I mean, I was able to get it to boot up and work and all that. So, I mean, I know that the motherboard is actually functional. And who knows, maybe I'll get off my ass and actually do an LCD swap just to do it. I don't want to do it, but they suck and they're expensive, and that would literally kill pretty much every ounce of profit I would have in this thing. But always forget the brass screw here. I just want to just inspect this visually to see how bad the liquid damage is. I could have gotten really lucky. We did not get really lucky. There's extensive liquid damage, and in areas you don't want to see liquid damage in. Okay, so first things first, let's unplug our power from the board here. Get you back into microscope mode, and we'll start looking at what I'm seeing. God. So this is the backlight connection. That's the backlight circuit. That's a Wi-Fi cable antenna. So let's just pull you out. See what we're looking like underneath the cable here, because I saw some fuzzy stuff down there. Yeah, you can see. It's like not looking horrible. It's not the worst I've seen. This connector is going to have to get changed. And so it didn't get too badly liquid damaged. Now this right here is the buck regulator for the CPU. You can see some corrosion next to it. Not so bad. I would still... You can see all the corrosion on that. I would still feel comfortable selling this. The corrosion doesn't seem to be too terrible. And as I say that, this is the Joy-Con connector. Let's just pull you off real quick. Yeah. I want to try, like, I always try to figure out where the liquid came in from if I can. Probably need to put a new Joy-Con on. Okay. So that's for basic inspection there. Let's just pull the board out. Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised, you know, given the symptoms of the unit and then all the other clues about it being a child's unit. I knew that when I opened this sucker up, that's what I was going to be finding, because generally that, while that daughter cable is like a very big pain point, you know, if nobody's been inside the damn thing, it's not going to just break. It's just not. and I was kind of hoping that maybe, just maybe, the backlight IC just went bad on this particular one, because ICs just randomly dying is a little bit more explainable. But this is, yeah, this is basically it's kind of what I expected to find. I'm not gonna lie. That the parental password pin is kind of what gave all this away to me of what I was going to unlock when I opened this sucker up. And it didn't disappoint. I'm really more curious now to see what the other side of this board looks like, because that's going to be the real determining factor on whether or not I can resell this or not. I'm not really seeing too much else, but oh, work on electronics, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Ugh. Well, if y'all are thinking about doing what I'm doing, this is just the shit that you're going to have to expect. I mean, you can't really blame the sellers a lot of times, because they might have bought it from a lot of other yeah, they really might not know what's going on, and then of course you got the other assholes who know exactly what's going on and then just lie to you. I've had that happen to me at least once. And thankfully eBay does have you covered, and I was able to recover my funds on that one. Ooh, I don't like how that was super sticky. Oh, okay. So the game card reader looks. Oh, jeez, guys, I'm so sorry. The game card reader looks perfect. It was a little sticky in there, but it doesn't look like any liquid came in the top, so we got that going for us. Let's just grab all these screws up. Yeah. Yeah, I hit that button sometimes lately, and most of the times it works, but I guess I don't push it all the way in other times. And I am so used to just doing this by myself without having people watching me that I don't think to look until it's way too late. Okay. Double checking. Now we gotta do my favorite part here in a second. Let's just get these cables up. So it's very, very light corrosion for what it is. I mean, it's shitty corrosion, but very light. So the switch lights and the switches use a little piece of foam, and all this foam really does is provide a slightly better airflow for the CPU fan here. So all I do is I kind of just 200-degree Fahrenheit air, warm that glue up, and I take a little plastic tool, and basically just gonna nudge the foam up off the glue here. And then once you kind of break that seal, so to speak, it kind of lets you pull the whole the heat pipe off with keeping that foam intact as much as possible. Okay. Now, the other thing to mention with these guys is when you pull the heat pipe off, don't grab it by the heat pipe. The sometimes the tension from this, there we go, the thermal paste, wow, they've laid that thermal paste on thick. Usually not that thick. So I'm just gonna, now I like to just clean this off right away because otherwise I end up with this literally everywhere. Okay. Alright, so this is our LCD connection, this is the digitizer connection, and this is the fan. Last little ribbon cables to go. Very careful with the LCD. And once we get all these pulled off, get that guy good. Oh, we have one more screw. I always miss one. Always miss one. Okay, so drum roll, please. We should be good. Let's take a look at the damage on the other side. Hopefully. Did I get all the cables off? Yeah. Oh, she is stuck, boys and girls. Just generally not a very good sign. Double and triple checking to make sure I got all the screws in. I did, didn't I? I did. Why are you stuck in there like this? There we go. I generally don't like to see them be this stuck because it usually means that's where the liquid's at. Could have just been the speaker. Oh no. No. Okay. Well, you guys see this? Yeah, give you a close up there, huh? Ready? That ain't good because that is that. M92 BQ. Oh, that's where the liquid came in. Oh Lord. Well, this board's unrecoverable. This board is unrecoverable, unfortunately. Ah, darn it. I mean, it works. Yeah, man. I mean, I might try it just for the grins. Let's just take a look at this, though. Alright, so here's the fuel gauge. That's coded. M92. All these guys are just... I'd have to replace all that. Is that... That's just all corrosion. That's the coil. Oof, boy, that thing is rough. Both these passes are completely eaten through. That guy would have to get replaced. MOSFETs are probably okay. The good thing, and what I'm noticing, is that none of the liquid hit any of the... There's the other max, which is... This guy right here is very integral. This right here is directly underneath the CPU, and I'm not seeing any liquid damage there, which is good. I don't know, maybe I'm just doom and gloom, because I can rebuild M92 pretty easily. I have literally all the passes I need to do that. I could pull whatever the heck these guys are. Pull them off. I know I've got... I might just order some new ones of these. That's bad. That's like so bad. This diode's not necessary. These caps are common and I have them. Doesn't look like it ate through the board much. Yeah, I mean, I have to replace that inductor. I don't know. You know, like, it's not in the greatest shape, but the worst part about this is honestly the ribbon on the LCD being eaten away is the worst. I mean, I can get around that too, but pull that speaker off just so I don't damage anything else. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to leave the corrosion on for now, so that I can replace as I go along. I think that's fine. This is probably our worst area. The fact that I'm gonna have to replace this connector also pisses me off. These things are expensive as shit. But that's gonna have to go. Thankfully, I mean, like, I think it just looks a lot worse than it really is. Like, most of this is just surface. Like, it didn't go too far. It didn't actually start eating into traces and stuff. I'm sure once I start cleaning it up, I'll get a better look at that. USB port looks fine. And see, this is not dark pink, which means it probably just got like a splash, and I wonder if this, I don't know, it's like a hit with a spray or something. But that's our second worst area. Okay. No, I gotta do. Oh, I might have to call it a day, honestly. Getting there, my battery's starting to run low. It's still doing a no charge thing again on me. Yeah. Well, you know, it is what it is. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. Just call it a day. And then we'll do a repair stream tomorrow. That's sad. Thankfully, though, it does still work. Like if this is not something I'd really recommend doing, but we're gonna have some fun. Interesting. I'm missing the. Okay. Let's snag it off this guy, but what the heck happened to it? Alright. Just for grins. Now, I am curious because it might not work because of the daughter board flex being so corroded. But I am curious. sure we can enter. Let's go at least one side. Yeah. I mean, it's a perfectly functional board. There we go. I think I'm going to try and save it. I think that's the right thing to do. I think I'm going to try and save this one. You know, the damage is bad, but it's recoverable, and the shitty thing is that, I mean, I might just swap it into this case. This one is a little marked up. I don't know. The problem with this build here is the screen that it came with. This is no. I won't say it's no good. I just don't like. I don't know. Using a piece of jumper wire doesn't seem like something I would want to do for a permanent fix. But maybe I'll just do it just to do it on stream and show how to do some basic jumper wire work. It's not that hard. I'll have to take a look at that daughter board again. And I think it was just the... Let's take a look. All right. Okay. So, I mean, the real way to test this is to use your continuity mode. Which we shall do, but I already know we don't have continuity. So continuity mode means it'll beep when you have connection. So basically what you do is, like, you go to the end of this, because this is supposed to be exposed. Like, take a look at this top one here. See how I got that beep? Bottom one, nothing. And as soon as I move away from the probe, you see it ends right there. So this whole section of trace, there should be a piece of copper here like there is up here. It is just gone. Corrosion is it does not like flex cables at all. It is horrible. And so I've done this in the past just to do it as well, like what we're going to do maybe tomorrow is I'm going to scrape away at this coating here, expose some of the trace here, and I'm pretty sure it's... Yeah. So this pin goes to this pad right here. And so I'll just scrape away this pad. And then jump from this pad to this trace, and that'll restore the backlight connection. I'm gonna have to go over the board. I mean, there's a couple of resistors here that don't look so good, and I'm gonna have to just, because I remember the volume wasn't working, so that means I've got a problem. Probably this resistor right here could be just shot, but luckily I actually have I have a spare daughter board. Should have come down to it, but ooh, yeah, like you could see some very light corrosion there. Obviously, this is from the backlight circuit. It just, I guess I don't know. I just don't know where the liquid came in. Usually there's a pretty good indication of where the liquid came in, but I just don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it came in, judging from the crap here, which could have been from this little rubber pad right here. It's breaking apart. And is this eating away? Let's take a look. It's not looking too clever, but it could just be the lighting. Yeah, no. I think I'd have to replace push. That's not so bad. I think it's a top. No. Yes. Yes. So I think we're okay on this one. I have to obviously clean that off. Might just end up throwing a spare daughter board on this one and calling it a day. This connector is probably pretty freaking hosed too, huh? Not too bad. That obviously that backlight pin's not looking too happy. All right, well, I'm just gonna call it a day. I kind of like going on the wins. We got Miss Lelia's Game Boy ready to go for the most part. Pass some extra testing I'd like to do on it, and yeah, just open up a Switch full of disappointment, and I don't feel like dealing with it right now, so I'm not going to. Tomorrow will be a straight repair stream. I will probably save the yellow Switch for the end, and then we will dive directly into those OLEDs that I've got, because I did get the connectors I needed for them. So, and I picked up another Switch OLED, which was also everything works but the screen. So we'll see if I either have another one with a destroyed connector on it, or if I have another problem somewhere. But you know, that's a problem for another day. I will most likely be back tomorrow, and because I really kind of want to get moving on these, I've actually got to start selling some of them. So, Lelia, you're quite welcome. I will be in touch with you shortly to get some details settled out with you, and then tomorrow I'll be back, hopefully fixing stuff, if not breaking stuff. Who knows, really, with my streams, so we'll see. And until then, I hope you guys have a good day, and if I don't see you,